What do you put your pastels on? What kind of paper do you use? There's 1,000 options. I'm going to tell you about a few of the papers I use, what my favorites are, and I use them for different things and for different reasons. First up is Pastel Matte. It comes in many different colors, and I like the light gray is my favorite one to do. Beautiful neutral. Pastel Matte is good because it allows for many different layers, so you want to get depth, depth in fur, feathers, any really intricate pieces. Pastel Matte is definitely should be your choice. I've also recently got this pad of anthracite, and it is a dark, almost, it's not really black, but almost black, and it is super fun to work on. Another one I like is the velour, and it's Hannibal. I'm probably butchering that name, but it comes in these thin sheets, and with velour you have to mount it on something. And so I mount it onto acid-free foam board, and I'll do a video later showing you how I mount my velour. Velour is great for a softer look. You can get still quite a few layers, but there's definitely a learning curve with it. It was difficult for me at first, and then once I just stubbornly kept pushing through and trying many pieces on it, I finally got it down, and I really love it. It feels like felt or velvet. It's super soft. I love the feel of it. I love blending pigment into it. It's a beautiful paper, and it comes in many different colors too. The next option is I like to mix my own paper, and I use the golden brand of pastel ground. Just a little bit of this. If you use too much, it's super rough, and I don't like a rough paper that's taking off the skin of my fingers when I rub the pigment in. So a little bit of this, a lot of gesso, and then sometimes I will tone it with ink because I don't like working on just white usually. And then I frame my own pieces. So I use the cutouts from the mat board. I always save them, and this is my favorite to make my own pastel paper on top of. Recently I bought some pumice, and it's super fine, and I just got it off of Amazon, and I'm going to do another formula and try this out instead of using this pastel ground, because this, like I said, really rough. Just use a little bit, and I'm hoping that this will give me the ability to put more layers without that rough texture. So more similar to pastel matte is really what I'm trying to like work my formula into. And overall, I would avoid any pastel paper that's from your craft store, your Hobby Lobbies, your Michaels, just your generic pastel paper. It is so rough. Your fingers are gonna bleed. Like, it's awful. If you want to make pastel paper super cheap, because pastel matte is more spendy, just mix up your own. And you don't even need pastel ground. You can do a pretty good job with just gesso and a little bit of water. This will actually hold a couple layers pretty well. This was made with pastel paper that I made myself. This is mat board, and then I brushed my mixture onto it, and this turned out really well. This so far is my favorite mixture that I've ever done, and I love how this turned out. This was done on pastel matte, white pastel matte, which definitely don't recommend. I would recommend always using a toned and neutral base to start with, because it's very hard. That white wants to show through, and you just have to make sure you're covering every speck of the paper to try to stop that. This is a piece that I did on velour, and you can tell it's super great for florals. I mean, you can do pet portraits with it too. If it like a softer look to it, it's super beautiful. I do love velour paper, and that's all the papers that I use. If you use something that you think I should give a try, comment below, and thanks for watching.